Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Psychic Investigator. So it's been a long time, probably 3 weeks or so that I haven't made a video, and I'm actually noticing that I sound a little congested. I do have the remnants of a sinus infection. Guys, I don't know where to start. It's been so long, and I don't know. Many of you may not have seen that I had posted a while back that I was, I needed to take some time off because I did a blood test and I was really, really feeling very tired and I had B12 deficiency, like on the low scale. I was just exhausted. I had taken the GLP-1s and all that. So that all of it. And then the stress of essentially I feel like I've become a parent of two elderly people and I've had to do things I've never had to do before. So it's just takes every moment of my day. I've never been a parent, so, it's a lot. Because of the madness of the everyday routine and everything I have to do for them, my mind and then I think the B12 deficiency started to also impact my cognitive ability, right? So I just couldn't literally focus on what was going on because, when I started, at different moments, I started making a video and then I just stopped because I just wasn't ready, honestly. I was too scatterbrained. So it's good it feels like a wonderful break to be here with you. And I want to do it every day again. Okay, we'll see. And and so another thing that happened, it was really nice yesterday. I was walking back from an appointment. I was in a neighborhood that I'm barely at. I'm never there for any reason, just because it was like I had to walk back from this appointment to get to the subway. And I ran into somebody was like, this woman was wearing sunglasses. She was like, I could tell. She was like, who's it? Who's And so, of course, nobody here knows me by the name. They know me by my real name. So, so I knew, I was like, oh, yes, it's me, Portuguese. But I had done a reading with her like a couple years ago. So I remembered her. I always remember like the full story and everything. And so we sat down, had a coffee, and she wrote back, like we exchanged texts, WhatsApp messages. And so you know, we're coming together. So it's nice because I have been so preoccupied with the family situation. So it was nice. It was a bit of recognition, and thank you for your kind messages. Thank you of me and all that. It's just that I was like, honestly, I had to reorganize everything. I had to change the time I wake up. I had to take charge of cooking, making breakfast, making lunch, doing all the grocery shopping, doing everything, buying all the medicine, making sure one of them takes all the medicines and taking the doctor appointments. So it's like it's a lot. So anyway, so this is that, but let's go to us. I'm not gonna keep repeating this, or just explaining to you why it's a very different reality than the one I had in New York. And it's probably gonna be a while, honestly, a few years at least, because it's two of them, right? So I don't, I want to go back to New York as soon as I can, but now I have also legal responsibilities towards them because in Brazil it's illegal to it's called you can't abandon your parents. There's like a law and everything here. Like you can't just if they need help, like you're legally required to show up, So I don't know how they enforce this actually. That's an interesting question, but that's that. So anyway, so let's go. Let's get, guys, let's start from the beginning. Like from the beginning, meaning just a big picture of what the hell's going on. And it is frustrating. I talk to Karina often, all the time, to be fair, to be honest. And it's maddening, right? That what the hell is up? These people are still around. Nothing seems like nothing is happening in the sense that the things are visible. We can't quite see them yet. And it's like, No, no men do anything. By the way, today, Jack Smith is going by now it must be, right now it's actually 5:20 PM local time. That's 1 hour, I think, ahead of New York. So by now, he will have spoken at the like, he'll be speaking at the Call Wild show on MSNBC. I don't have MSNBC here, so I can't watch it, but I'm sure I'll watch it afterwards. So something is happening that he's speaking of. It'll be interesting to see. So let's get started, all right? So what's the protection? I like to ask for protection, a beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I fill my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I like to ask that information come only from the highest sources that create the good and all the good. And so what is going on? What is going on? Huh? Looks like we're stuck with Gina. What's up with that? Like the man, physically he has to go at some point, right? So what the hell is up with him? What the hell? What the hell? Wow, I see this kind of horrible image of a fence, two little sticks of a fence that are holding Trump up. But there's the hole that's been dug and he's halfway into it, meaning he's almost gone. But I mean, to the other, dimension is what I'm understanding. And it's, in other words, he's being like the weekend at birth. Is that what it is? Like that movie. But that's what it's showing me. So why do we have to suffer through this? What the hell is going on? And then it shows me these flowers. Flowers being plants, like they bloom out before they were bad seeds. Now they're bad plant. Like I don't think bad plants are ever bad, but it's like they were just seeds and then they flourished and they had to flourish in order for us to be able to remove them. I don't think the remove. It's remains to be seen the how. So anyway, so it's just like this cum boils to the surface, and we see it for what it is. Saying this was hidden before, now it's visible. All right, so I made a huge list of all the things, right? And it's like it never ends. But let's see. Just it shows me Trump and all those people in his administration, like walking through the mud. I guess what was a swamp that they used to call. So. That's right. I see that they're like walking through this mud and they see a wall in front of them. They know that they know the truth about how wild they are. They know what's going on. But they're not gonna, I've said this before, they're not gonna stop willingly, right? Because they feel like finally you can just grab everything. But they haven't thought through the part where they are gonna like they're gonna go. Like they have to go and they're very unpopular. So how it's sort of like you can rob somebody, but if you can't get out of the house, you're gonna get caught. And that's kind of what they're realizing, that it's gonna be harder than it sounds for them to truly get away with it. So it has to extend over and over again. So I find it amazing. So by the way, guys, I had to remove the lights because I only have two types of cards that I had left here in the office. I let's see. Yeah, because it's sort of the light dangles. I'm in the phone booth, so the light dangles over here. So what is going on in the US with trash and his presidency? And it's sad, of course, because it impacts the entire world. If it was just this is the thing about the US, if it was just him, it's not only him, it's the entire administration and everything related to the case. Not for trying to assert themselves. Anger. Wait, okay. Money. Treachery discovered. Financial, financial issues, financial corruption. See, despair. No judgment, dedication. That's making a decision. Liar. God. It's weird because it's like, so say the mood of the country, that there's like frustration, and we see that the level of corruption. And in a way, adjudication, it's a person who's going to make, it's like a mediator, but also a person who makes a decision. It's a judge. Now, I wonder if this could also be Jack Smith we talked about. Let's see here. Change. Things are changing. Okay. No, this is a court of election, but also options. Let's see. Foreign or abroad. Okay. Occupation, work, official. Interesting. Also, some military. Gift. Also, right. Nice. Oh, let's see. It's saying, let's, guys, look at that, how important the lighting is, just to show you. Look how, like, much better it is when I have the little thing on. So, yeah, what is it? I see weird that there is pressure from abroad for Trump to leave, and they're almost negotiating. It sounds crazy. Negotiating the exit. So who is so what, okay, what's going on with Trump specifically? Why is he still around? Why is Trump still around? What is going on with him? Again, he's half cognizant, he's half alive. And but they all depend on him. I'm not saying obviously he is absolutely horrific, but there's a whole system of vampires that work with him and depend on him because there is no other figure they can see who will be able to keep this going. So they have to like take as much as possible, as quickly as possible. Okay, so and I see interesting that Jared with cop. Okay, so tell me what's going on with Trump. Why he's still around? Okay, here's spies actually big change. This the card is spying. Wow, justice upside down. Okay, things were changed legally. Okay, what do you mean? Tell me more quickly. The emperor. Truth about the emperor. The emperor, the naked emperor. Is that right? I'm sorry. I see him actually being around. I mean, the guys, it's been so long that we've been seeing this, and he's still there. Here, interesting. This is Horizons, Visions, Woman, Courthouse. That's right. What's sick? Now, sick could be ill, but it could also mean the sex stuff. Deals. Okay, so what is going on? What is going on here? Conjunction. I see that there is, Jack. Tell me about Jack Smith. What's going on with Jack Smith? He's telling the truth. They're going after him, and they're afraid to go after him because he knows and he has shared information. So, is Jack Smith going to be able to do something? If so, if not, then who or what? Oh, create a painful ending. Resources. Yeah, that's what he wants. It's trying to get what he wants. It's trying to get his wishes. Wealthy man. Payment, casino money, recognition. Oh, that's right. The payments, all of those things, the payments that the trash has received, and the EPS stuff is connected. But what takes? We have a whole system. What will make them go down? How could it be? Just the it's saying arrests. I just show. Come on, again, guys. Unfortunately, I feel like in some ways I don't have something necessarily new. It's saying we're seeing it, and we're seeing the lack of action. So, assuming, just playing the devil's advocate here, if Trump is removed, then what is the thing? Like, okay, but the bottom line is this: if Republicans ch- have cheated all the way, and if that's what I believe, and I think a lot of other people believe too, because we haven't seen enough evidence, right, of cheating. And I think I'm along one. So what's going to stop it? What's going to be different this time? What is different this time in the midterms? I was just going to get stuck with these people. Money, okay, craziness, insanity, anger, quid pro quo, quiet. So what is different this time? What's going to happen? What is different? Okay, so let's see. The madness. Now it's kind of interesting that they're seeing this their vision, right? It's like we can get away with this. And they have this like maniacal vision of keep getting private, the family room, also the Trump family privately. People are angry. The child. Now that child stuff, right? We know what that is. Concern. It's saying at some point the thing is just too vile. And I see, it's saying two things. There's information both about the payments that he has received from those countries, especially Iraq, in the past, and how it all connects to EPS. And also the financial stuff. It's too much and it's too blatant in public. And I do think it sounds crazy that I want some kind of crash in the AI bubble because that is the thing that is holding them up. And if it collapses, then because it's all connected. All the speculation, right? Interesting. This is an interesting negative messages. So, oh, yeah. I wonder. Okay, sorry. Let's go back here. Something comes out here that shows that there is something wrong, chaos. And he's saying he's waging now. Here is the truthful justice person. Like, okay, you're creating a new showing disappointment battle. And it's telling me as I see this that it's the hypocrisy does there's a scale at some point. It turns okay, meanings, expected deals. So again, so tell me, spirit, what is going on? How can we move? How can we go to the next stage if we're stuck here and it looks like nothing is being done? I say it's shifting. And the whole thing is saying they don't have enough illusions. They stole the election already. And and people are revolting. And the corruption is just too blatant. And they are getting crazier and crazier because again, they feel like at first, like, oh yeah, I got away with this, I did all this stuff. And now it's like they can't they can't get away with everything. They know that the climate is very negative, like for them, and that they have to prop up this fake, AI economy, but they are all involved in the pump. So in some ways, they stand to lose a lot when the whole thing collapses. So it's just that, like they're holding. It's almost like they see the future, or like they see the obvious that they're not going to get away with this. The voters are not on their side, and it's a bipartisan issue, especially with the AI data centers. And they try to go forward. They know there's no way forward. So they're holding on to something that is dead, essentially. And at some point, even the dead illusion is going to collapse. So there's isn't really a lot for them to go. Like there's not that much more that they can hold on to. But what about the Supreme Court? They ruled in his favor. It's saying, haha, they know too. And Alito, that's right, Alito, I see he got an envelope. That's right, he was told he has to retire. But it's not going to go the way they want. Like, it's not gonna work again. It's not going I know it sounds crazy because when you look at everything they're doing, it seems like they're pretty successful, but it's saying they cannot control the population, and that is the thing they weren't counting on. They thought that people would just obey, but it's not happening. We haven't heard the full story, right? It's not being talked about in the press. But it feels like, again, this bubble collapsing is the thing that leads to the weakening of everything. I don't think they're gonna, honestly, I don't think they're gonna keep this thing, this stuff they've stolen, because the anger has never been as strong as it is now. People are truly suffering, and why are we propping up these garbage men, right? So it's saying they see it's written on the wall, and they try to, like, they're cynical. Some of them go on like these financial talk shows to try to change the conversation, but the truth is the truth. So okay, so that's where we are now. I, as you guys know, I like doing the more in-depth readings, but since I haven't been on for so long, I wanted to do this one, and then I'll go back to specifics. Okay? All right, so thank you for watching, and I'll be back very soon. Love you guys. Thank you for your kind messages. Bye.